Welcome to the DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast, now part of the All City Network. Hit the subscribe button for YouTube and also become a DLLS diehard at www.alldlls.com. Now here's Jeff and John. Everybody, welcome to the DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast. This is episode number 22. We are in Surprise, Arizona.
We are, and we're going to have Marc Church on. We just had him on in the off season, but he's such a good guy and wants to do it. You know, he's in competition for a roster spot. Anyway, looking forward to getting him on here in a little bit. But John, we need to say thanks to Premier Properties for helping us out. You know, you work for them, and Karen and Jay and Bo. What's the in blue? Bo's the puppy. But you know, it's so important for us to be out here. And you know, if you have property management needs, if you're trying to buy or sell or lease properties, John can tell you much more about it than I can, but Premier Property is your place, especially if you're over there in the South Dallas areas, but they go all over the Metroplex. So John, tell them how to get a hold of you.
We've been in business, guys, for close to 40 years. I've been doing it for 22 years. You can go to our website, which is swdallasrealty.com. That's SW like Southwest, DallasRealty.com. Hook up with me anytime. We're doing the buy and stay or sell and stay program. We talked about that last week. Go back and check that out. I want to get that going here. But we really got to get into some Texas Ranger baseball stuff. Yeah. Mark's going to join us here in a little bit. We got to go catch him down there. It is the first day since we've been here. We got here Monday night. We're going to leave Sunday night. And this is the first day. It's been a little bit cloudy and a little bit cold. And
a little bit cloudy or cold. I mean, it's crappy weather. This happens usually once a spring where it's just cold and windy and rainy. And the rain appears to have moved out of the way, though. The Angels and the Royals are getting ready to play here at Surprise Stadium. They've got the tarp on the field, and we're within an hour before game time, so they might be expecting a little more rain. But the Rangers are playing tonight. And
that's going to be exciting.
It's a big one because Jacob deGrom is making his spring debut. Wyatt Langford is making his spring debut over against the Rockies in Scottsdale, and it's March 7th, so it's just another day on the schedule. But this one has a different feel to it because of who will be on the field for the Rangers.
Yeah, it really does. And I tell you what, it's been interesting to watch. Let me tell you what. Jacob deGrom is a great guy. He's a nice guy. But I will say, as an observer of all the beat guys and the people that cover this team constantly, you and Jacob hit it off.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm old enough to be his father. I don't know, but
I'm old enough to be his father. That's for sure.
It would have taken a teenage pregnancy for me to make that happen. But anyway, he's just in a great mood. He understands that he's healthy, that he has a season to look forward to. I mean, a year ago, I don't even think he was throwing baseballs yet, or he had just started throwing baseballs is what it was. So, he knows that he has a chance to be part of something really good this year. And this guy is, even after missing basically 2 seasons, still considered the best pitcher in the world.
Without a doubt.
You take 2 years off, you're the best pitcher in the world. You take 2 years off and you're the best pitcher in the world still.
Yep.
It's easy velocity. It's terrific slider, good changeup. People sleep on the changeup. The changeup's a good pitch. He's around the plate all the time. Yep. The pitches, they look the same until the very end. They come out of the same tonal. Jacob deGrom's great, and you can see it in bullpen sessions. You can see it, guys just sitting there watching him, just the number of people who crowd around and who just shake their heads at like how good this guy is. And you're talking about team Hall of Famers, Colby Lewis and Michael Young were here a few weeks ago watching, and they caught a deGrom bullpen session, and they're just like, this guy's unbelievable. So it'll be fun to see. I would expect that he goes 2 innings. No need to push him here. Yes, this is his spring debut, but the Rangers have already said that he's going to be their 5th starter this season to start the season. I mean, it only counts one time going through the rotation, really. But with the off days and everything, there's an opportunity to not rush him into what they hope is a 20 to 25 start workload. deGrom hopes it's 25 to 30. But if he's healthy He gives the Rangers 25 starts. They're winning the West. That's
that's a no doubter. Yeah,
that's just what people think. It's what I think, and so this is the first step to it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And man, it is so fun to watch him. You know, it's funny. You think about he's your fifth starter. Usually, that's a guy that's trying to make this team. This is a situation where why not do this? Why not? You don't need to be the opening day starter. We've got you a little late, and it's not because of injury. He's not starting late, hitting hitters, going against players. It's because they know what they've got in that right arm, and they want to take care of that arm the way they are. So make sure everything looks good, sounds good going forward. You can throw back here. You can throw more bullpens. We'll get you in front of hitters. And, we don't got to rush you out to be the opening day starter. That's, like you said, I heard you say it on the Daily Show. If you guys weren't watching it earlier, we're recording now right after the Daily Show just finished for Friday. The way you were talking about it early, they got to manage his innings.
Yeah,
I mean they need to manage them, and there's no sense. April has all those off days. They can really work those off days where they don't have to put him out there. I think it's more about innings than starts, right? That's what you guys were saying. I agree with that.
You can, you can 25 starts at 5 innings a pop's 175 innings, right? I mean, that's a pretty good number. But DeGrom, if he's healthy, the Rangers aren't gonna try to wrangle him in too far. Bruce Bochy said that the other day. If every time he comes up, his turn comes up, if he's checking the boxes and everything looks good, he's going to start. So
they keep going. Yeah.
He has thrown more than 200 innings in a season in his career. It's been a while. Yes. He did it in 2019. He was healthy in 20, but it was the shortened COVID season. And then he's run into injury problems since. But you kind of start at that 200 and then you work back from there. So how much do they want to scale it back? Because he has done it. It's not like this is the first time his body's doing it. He knows what it takes and how to get there. It's just, you do want to save bullets for the postseason because the Rangers obviously expect to be there. So I think that there's a really good opportunity for him to get to 25 and maybe 170 innings, and that'd be pretty good.
No, you couldn't argue with that. 150 innings for me is what 130 innings, I would be happy because I know that the way they're going to play him, if he's healthy, they want him going at his best at the end of the season because they will most likely make a playoff run. I say most likely. You can never count your chickens before they've hatched. You've got to play this season and see how it goes, but this team is setting up to be really good. Everybody nationally thinks they're going to be really good. Their rotation is so deep. Was talking to a couple of guys within this organization about how deep the rotation is, and they were just going, I know. I mean, you look at it and seriously starting pitching goes down 8 or 9 guys that could be in any rotation in Major League Baseball. They've really got those kind of arms. Some of them are going to be sent down to AAA, obviously. We talked about yesterday Jack Leiter. Watching him, I saw you guys talk about him. He was impressive.
Yeah, he's been great all spring, and it's not just what he's doing on the field, which has been great. 8 innings, 1 run, or maybe 2 runs, 1 run. Anyway, 2.25 ERA, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 99 velocity on the fastball. He's throwing all of his pitches for strikes, and he's in the zone. He's not walking guys like he did last year. He doesn't have these big wild misses that you've seen, and so that's great. And he's carrying himself like he belongs. He's saying more experienced things. He's not, as John Radigan put it, he's not telling you what he thinks he should be saying. He's saying what he wants to say.
Yep.
And give him
right. That's a guy comfortable in his skin.
So he's comfortable. It just seems like he's on this team. The caveat being that if the Rangers want to preserve their depth, he could go to AAA. There's still that possibility for sure. But yeah, it just looks like he's got a heck of a chance to make this team.
Well, I was charting just his fastballs because I was watching and I could tell when it was a fastball. So I would watch it and I was charting it to see what it was. He talked about what was a really good pitch, which was the double that got smoked. Let's just be honest. It got smoked out there off the wall. That pitch, a sinker. He said it was a sinker. think it was 98.6 miles an hour.
Yeah.
On a sinker.
Yeah, we'll round that one up to 99.
Okay.
He could start. There's still competition for the open spot. I think Cody Bradford wins it. But man, Cody Bradford's pitched in the bullpen before. So
what a wonderful problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of ways to put this thing together, and they're all pretty good. So that's something that will start to shake out. The Rangers are off on Monday. So likely Tuesday they'll meet Monday, and likely Tuesday some guys will get moved to minor league camp.
Right.
Just because
neither one of those two will.
Yeah, but you're running out of innings.
Right.
And the guys who are going to make the team need to pitch. So there'll be some minor league games where guys end up throwing and things like that. And then again, the roster gets pared down probably the next week. Monday the 17th is another off day, so the 18th you could see some more roster moves, and then at that point they'll also start telling guys who might be fringy that they've made the team and what role they'll have. So
right,
that's the point in spring we're at. We're on the downhill side of it, and guys have opened eyes, and now they have to keep opening them to make the team. And but yeah, we're getting there. We're trucking toward opening day.
Yeah, and one of the things that was that will be nice when it's in regards to Jack Leiter and Cody Bradford, I think you have been adamant about this, that they're both going to make this team. Whether or not you're the fifth starter or you're in the rotation, they're both going to make this team. One thing that's nice to know is if you don't get that fifth spot, you can't just hang your head. I mean, you did everything you could. It's just a nice problem to have. One of you is going to have to probably move to the bullpen and piggyback off others. And, and the other one will be listed as the fifth starter, or in this case, fourth starter, since DeGrom will be the fifth starter. But you can't look at it like, oh, I failed. I mean, both of them are pitching well. Both of them deserve to be on the team.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get good. When you have a championship caliber roster, it's hard to make the team.
Yep.
The floor is so high that something has to go wrong, or you have to be excellent to make it. And Jack's been excellent. There's no question about it. So is Cody. So there are avenues for both of them to be on the opening roster, and it would be shocking, especially in Bradford's case, if he isn't on the roster. You can see a scenario where Leiter doesn't make it, a couple scenarios where he doesn't make it, but he's certainly pitched well enough. Much better than he pitched last spring when he was really good, and then better than at the end of last season when people are like, "Geez, is this guy a bust or whatever?" He's been pretty good. So I'm tapping the brakes on the bust talk. I mean, I always do that anyway, but it just looks different. It looked different last year, and it was better, and it looks different now, and so you would think it will be better as well.
Well, so, this is our only show from this week here. I've been doing a lot of video. We've got a lot of good stuff out. DLLS. Hey, guys, be sure and hit that subscribe button down below for us and for DLLS Sports, which is DLLS_sports on the YouTube channel. And go become a diehard. Join the diehard. There's good content coming out for all four teams. Big deal coming up. We got the Stars just traded for someone, Miko Ransonen. I haven't either, but I put the word out there, and apparently in terms of basketball wise, it's kind of like getting Luka. This is a and it's looking, that's what I was told. I don't know. I do follow the Stars, but I do not follow the rest of the league, so I don't know players from around. I do like watching hockey, but it's supposed to be a good deal, and there are guys talking about if this goes down, it could definitely be something. The Stars will be a favorite or one of the top team favorites to play for the Stanley Cup. But with that being said, I've been out here all week, so I want to do some of my observations that I have seen coming around out here. Of course, I walk around and hit those backfields back there and look at that. At the big league level and the kids that are in big league camp, you can't say enough for Alejandro Hazuna, who I've seen him hit. He is just hitting the ball everywhere, hit the ball off the wall, hit the double down the left field line, hit two doubles. First game I watched him play. He has been, and it seems like Bochy loves to talk about it.
Yeah, that's not just the manager. Tony Beasley loves it.
Donnie Ecker
is huge on it. The guy he plays the game the right way. When a coach or a fellow player says, "Oh, he's a ball player," that's a huge compliment. That means that you are gritty. You go out and you get your uniform dirty. You have a purpose for everything that you do. And Osuna has been a ball player. He's arguably been the Rangers' best ball player this spring. He's the reigning minor league player of the year. Hasn't played above Double-A. Probably not going to make this roster to open the season, but he's going to be in the big leagues this year. He's made that kind of impression with the way he does everything. There's purpose when he's in the batter's box. He's a really good base runner, a great defender at all three outfield spots. So, and he's a good kid. Just talking to him has been fun. And
he speaks okay English, right? You've talked to him.
His English is good. He's humble. He understands what it means to be a major leaguer, because he has two relatives, including his brother, who have been major leaguers. His brother got it taken away by being an idiot off the field. So, ways to learn, and he's doing everything right. He's saying the right things. He's behaving the right way for somebody in big league camp for the first time. And it will not be the least bit surprising when Antonio is his uncle, when Alejandro Osuna makes his big league debut at some point this season.
And I think he will. There's inevitably a point where somebody will get a call up and do that. And I really think he will. And, look, you and I have done this show now. We're coming up. Is this almost 4? I mean, it's 3, at least 3. And I can remember doing minor league stuff, and that was just a name that was hitting at every level.
Yeah. I guess 2001 is when we started, John. So 1, 2, 23, 24. Yeah. So I guess this is our 5th season doing the podcast. And right. He's from Mexico. He had some experience in Mexico, so that kind of puts him ahead a little bit. But
sure.
Again, he's going to be a major leaguer. I don't think there's any doubt in the Rangers' minds of that. And I don't know a comp. I'm never good at any of that stuff. Usually you hear guys that are like compared to Babe Ruth. It's like, come on, let's be realistic in our comps. He's just going to be a guy who will be a really good, possibly just an extra outfielder, or a guy who ends up playing maybe like a better defending, faster David Murphy, somebody like that. You know? And so anyway, he's been the star of camp.
Yeah, he really has. And now another guy that I like to talk. I'm going to talk about some guys here that are fringe guys, might make the team, might not. Alejandro is obviously not going to make the team, but that's just somebody that stood out.
It's not obvious, but
okay. Well, here's another name that has a shot to make the team. But you and I were talking to Donnie Eckert, who's a great guy. Donnie wants to come on with y'all on the weekly show. He wants a cup of coffee to come on.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be on camera.
He wants to be on camera.
In studio. None of this press box stuff.
Yeah, none of this press box stuff. But we're sitting there talking to Donnie, and one of your favorite questions is to always go, hey, who's somebody that's not one of the regulars that's standing out, who stood out and done some stuff? And, boy, he was talking about Dustin Harris.
Yeah.
And Dustin Harris has impressed me not only with his at-bats he's put together in the games we've saw him playing, and he's played in every one of them that we've seen. He's playing every day. He's gained, they said, 15 pounds. I talked to him yesterday when he was taking some batting practice. I kind of walked over there, and he came over and was saying hi, and we were talking. And I said, I hear you put on a little weight. And I said, how'd you do it? And he goes, calories. And I go, I can tell you about calories. If you want to talk about calories, I can talk about that. But he's had his calorie intake, but he's pretty muscled up too. And he was hitting balls at this first field. He was hitting balls 420 feet down that right field line. He was just tattooing them.
Yeah, he
now there was some wind yesterday.
Sure, he went through some a swing, a speed, a program to add speed to his swing. And Donnie said Harris has added 4 miles per hour to his swing. And I asked him about it. He had his normal bat weight, which I think he said is either 33 or 31 ounces, but he would have a +3 and a -3. He would just alternate between all those weights. And the end result has been a faster bat. He turned around Hunter Green, 100 mile per hour fastball the other day for a single against the Reds.
Yep. Pulled it.
Yeah. The results aren't necessarily there, but the foundation is. And, Harris, he's a tremendous athlete, could steal a bunch of bases.
Robbed a home. What we don't know.
He robbed extra bases yesterday. He can man all 3 outfield spots. I still think he should be an option at first base, although, you don't want to put an athlete like that at first. But, in a pinch, he can play first base. So I like Dustin Harris. We've always liked him. He's been on the show numerous times.
Sweet guy too. Just a great guy.
And we hope. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the majors.
I think
like he was at the end of last year.
I believe so. I believe that's one of the first names you look at. He's already on the 40-man.
Right.
That's a name that if someone tweaks a calf and needs to take a week off or something to work on it, that is definitely a guy that you could see come up here and do that. One more, and then we'll start getting ready to get Mark up here. This is a guy he's just not going to make the team. There's not a spot for him on the team. He seems to be blocked every year. He's been on our show many times. He's just one of my favorite humans. And watching him take batting practice is so impressive. And that, of course, is Blaine Krim. And he's taken batting BP with the big guys. He's played in a lot of games. He's a fill-in right now. He's already back in minor league camp.
He's not.
He's still in big league.
Yeah, he's still in big league.
He's still in big league camp. God, I feel for that guy. His bat speed looks great. He hits home runs in that batting practice over there with ease. That's different. Batting practice is different than facing live pitching. He did get a double the other day when we were watching him. He hit a ball hard. He's done good this spring. That guy you talk about wrong place at the wrong time. He's just in the wrong organization right now.
Yeah.
Is this a guy that ends up overseas? Is he a Japan guy maybe?
Well, maybe. He can catch on somewhere, I think, with a club that's kind of, rebuilding. He missed his opportunity by about a year, and it's a shame because we like him so much and he's such a good guy and he's a hell of a player.
He's a great player.
His minor league numbers are off the charts.
Yep.
So something somewhere the scout sees something that's not going to work, but he's got time to address it. And you never know. But we sure do like that guy, Blaine Krim.
Well, and he could just be a guy that, with no disrespect to him, projects as mainly a DH because maybe there's defensive deficiency. Yeah. Plays first base, seems to do well over there in doing that. He's not your typical 6'5" first baseman. Right. He hovers around 6 foot in doing that. But, it just, he's not blinding fast, but he looks athletic, runs the bases good that I've seen. I just feel let's be honest, he's blocked. There's just guys in front of him. He's just blocked.
Yeah.
I think with any organization, there would be other opportunities, but this is a World Series caliber team. They've got a first baseman they're going to use. They've got a DH they're going to use that are just better options than him, and that sucks because this is a guy I think that should get a chance somewhere to make.
Yeah, but you never know what's going to happen in the course of a season.
Absolutely. I hope he gets a chance this year.
And if he's doing well, the Rangers showed last year, you don't have to be on the 40-man to get a call up. So we're always going to root for Blaine Krim.
Here's what I told him before we get Mark. I told him this. I said, this is the year. He said, you think? And I said, this is the year. I feel it. You're going to get a call, man. I said, I'm predicting you're going to get a call. I hope that I'm right.
Yeah. I hope does. He's great.
All right, guys, we're going to pause for a second. We're going to go get Marc Church, and he's going to come join us up here. We're in actually a TV booth here in Surprise Stadium, but Marc Church coming up after this. All right, guys, and joining us right now is Texas Rangers right-hand pitcher Marc Church. We appreciate it, buddy, coming up here and spending some time with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Now, yesterday, you pitched, and I saw it. We were down there watching. Did you throw your split?
Yeah, I did throw my split. I threw it once. I think it was 0-1, and I missed. I missed down, but my slider was working yesterday, so I didn't really need to throw too many splitters.
I knew you threw it at least once because we were standing down there in the tunnel and by the scouts, and then you threw it, and a scout said, "That's it." Like they were waiting for it, Mark. They wanted to see it, and it moved right. It doesn't move down to the strike zones, but you love this thing, right?
Yeah, I love it, especially the lefties. My slider is my biggest weapon. Sometimes I can get clipped when the lefty starts looking for it, so it's just something to keep them balanced.
Okay, so velocity, you peaked at 99 yesterday. Now you've hit 100 this spring, have you not?
I think it was 99.6.
Oh, let's round it up.
That's 100.
They say the joke is you don't hit 100, you can't round up 100. Oh, that's like the going joke. So I don't give it to myself yet.
That's like when you play golf. You have a birdie putt, you can't just tap it in, even if it's 4 inches. You gotta
You got to
You,
make
you
it.
can't you can't just pick it up. You got to no gimmies on a birdie. So, man, how have you been doing this spring? It looks good.
I've been doing really good. I've been throwing a lot harder, so I think my average velo here has been like 97.5, and I lifted a lot this off season, so I credit that to that.
Well,
So it's good to see.
So how do you add velocity if you're lifting? Is it shoulder work? Is it leg work? Because that's where a lot of the stuff comes from.
That's for sure in the legs. So I always been kind of like a lift light during the season kind of guy because as a reliever, you never know when you're going to get in the game.
Yeah.
And like the fear of like not knowing when you were going to throw, I never wanted to be sore for the game. But as I learned, especially when I went through rehab last year, is when I lift after the game, I'm always good for the next day.
Oh.
So now I'm lifting a little heavier during season.
So squats and lunges?
Yeah, squats and lunges and step-ups and explosive work. That's the key.
I hate lunges.
Yeah, I hate squats.
Okay. All right. Well, between us, we're a perfect fit.
I hate all of it, as you can tell.
Okay. So was that something, though, that you felt you needed, or was it something the club pointed out to you? What was it? Because, you pitched into November with the fall league.
Yeah, so that's something I just really discovered in the fall league. The fall league was, at first when they initially told me, I was in Arizona for 5 months during rehab. So I wasn't too excited when I initially found out, but it ended up being the best thing for me. I learned how to get my body right for every day. I learned a routine, and then I learned that third pitch, which is going to help me. And I learned a lot. So, me being a young pitcher myself, the more I can get on that mound, the better it is.
Oh, there's a silver lining to everything, I guess. You have to make the most of your situation. So I know being here in the summer, well, being here really anytime isn't great.
Yeah.
But being here in the summer when it's hot as hell and, you don't want to go outside, you got to do your work. You're in the rehab program with Keith Comstock. It's kind of a gut check moment too.
Yeah.
So good for you on that. So we're in camp. We're halfway through. Have they expressed any concerns about your innings total from last year? Maybe not being as high as they would have liked it. It seems like you're not pitching as much as you probably could.
Yeah. So I'll say like last year I threw a lot in spring.
A lot.
I think I threw almost close to 14 or 15 innings, especially like in February and March. That's a lot to do on your body. And then I got hurt the second week of the season last year. And I'm not attributing that to how much I threw in the spring.
Sure.
But I think they want me healthy for the whole season. And if it's a little slower in the beginning to build up to the season, then I think that's the route. But they haven't told me, but that's what I could assume.
Yeah. Well, Bruce Bochy mentioned it. We were talking about another 100-mile-per-hour guy, a true 100-mile-per-hour guy, Teodo, and how, he started last year, but he 86 innings. He was hurt a little bit the year before. He's never that, to ask a guy, it was about, being in the bullpen and being the closer and all this stuff. He's never thrown on back-to-back days. You never threw on back-to-back days until last spring.
Yeah, last spring.
So, it's kind of, they want to take care of you guys. They see these young, giant lightning bolt arms. You don't want to waste it. You want to preserve it for as long as you can. But, I've always thought that you were going to be on the opening day roster this year, and you still have a hell of a chance to do it. But it seems like if that doesn't work out, you're going to be like the first guy.
Yeah, I'm letting time handle itself out. Last year I thought I had a chance to break with the team, and then I got cut the last day, and it ended up being really beneficial for me because when I went into rehab, I learned about my routine, and I really just got better with that. So I think it put me in the best position to succeed up there. I think it doesn't really matter when you get up there. But when you do get up there, you want to be ready because it's a lot of pressure. It's 40,000 people in the stands, and everybody's criticizing you. Everybody wants to change. So whenever you do get that moment, you want to be prepared for it. So that's all I'm trying to focus on.
So you did make your debut last year. We talked about that on the last time you were on the show. Against these Angels. I don't know about these Angels, but that had to be a big boost of confidence for you.
Yeah, it for sure was, especially like just being here, being so close coming out of spring last year. And then 2 weeks into the season, you just find out you're almost hurt. Initially they told me I was hurt until September. So I remember being in that parking lot just by myself after I heard that news, and I started crying. It's like the first time I cried since I got drafted. So, just going through that, and then, in rehab every day is hot. It's hot as hell. It's 120 degrees in Arizona in the summer. So, you're facing things like that, and you don't know if you're going to come back the same player, and just a lot of those doubts. And then to finally be able to get there and accomplish my dreams meant the world to me. And I had a great offseason and had a great fall league with that with the added confidence.
Yeah, I remember early in the season the team was at Houston, and we were in Houston, and I'll be damned if Brock Bird didn't punch a door and break his hand. And so the next day they needed a pitcher, and they said, well, Cole Wynn's on his way. I was like, why not Marc Church? Because they hadn't told us that you were dealing with an injury. And well, that was the explanation right there, that you were hurt. So, I mean, you were that close, buddy. And that close, which is probably why you were crying and wanted to go crush a couple beers or however it is you want wine. But my God, to be that close. So, but it seems like no matter what happens, your future is going to be in the major leagues sooner than later.
For sure. So I'm just going to be ready. Like when I do get in front of everybody, that's all I've been telling myself this spring is control the day, prepare for the day. And then, so once you're ready, because, it happens quick. It feels like time flew by since I got drafted in 2019. It's almost been 6 years coming up. So, I just want to be, fully prepared into that moment. So when you do get on that mound in front of 40,000, that you don't get nervous,
Yeah. And you've pitched more than one inning before in your career. I think there was even a time they were thinking about starting, letting you start. Maybe that was at high A. They wanted you to maybe get stretched out a little bit, but this team has a need for guys who can get more than 3 outs. Is that's something you're confident you can get to on this after this slow ramp up?
For sure. I for sure think I could go out there right now and go get 6 out, whatever they need. I'm gonna die trying to go do it.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna say I can't do something. So I fully believe that whatever the team needs, that I'm gonna just give my best effort, and whatever it looks like that day. Hopefully I got it that day. If I got it that day, then it's gonna be a good day. So.
All right. What are you doing this when you're not at the ballpark this spring?
So we had a late start today for the first time, so it kind of felt like an off day. So today I played Fortnite all morning. I went to go get some in and out before I came to the field, and then just coming to the field at noon just felt like a day off. So
what you're not in the Village, right? You got your own place?
Yeah, I'm not in the Village. I'm in Avondale, so it's like 23 minutes from here.
You got roommates, or you just?
Yeah, I'm staying with my boy Kenya. He plays with the Reds.
Okay,
so we have the same agent. So
all right, well that'll work. Yeah, Avondale's a little far. I kind of stayed down there this last time, my first trip, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
especially if you hop on the 303. I don't know. Are you going on Grand?
Yeah, I'm going on the 303.
Oh yeah, 303 is the way to go. Before you were ever drafted, the 303 was not what it is today. When I was first on the beat, at 303 it was a 2-lane road. It was awful. It revolutionized Surprise when the 303 changed. Revolutionized our lives because it doesn't take us forever to get where we want to go. So the Fortnite thing, we're aware of that one. We're aware of that one. Where are they at? They have the throwbacks, the OG season, right?
Yeah, so that's actually what I was playing. So I was playing Bills, and granted, I wasn't the best player on the team. We got a dub. We got to win our first match on.
Okay,
and that's all we played. So I think we had a 25 combined kills. I only had 2 though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You play with guys on the team?
So I was playing with some boys back home today, but sometimes I play with some guys on the team.
Who plays? Who plays Fortnite on the team? I know John Bray. Does he tell me he plays some?
So Eo Vardy told me he's a big Fortnite guy.
Really?
He plays with his son. So yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played with him yet. So
my son plays.
Yeah.
I'll get his handle someday. He can hook up and play with you someday.
When our sons first started playing, my wife was like, "Oh, a violent game," and
That's
so I was like, "All right, well, I'll play with him." Yeah. And I mean, there's headshots and everything, but he and his boys get into it, man. They're talking to each other, and they get into it. And we have to tell Henry, "Hey, shut up! Stop screaming in the house. We're trying to watch a show here."
Yeah,
but he can play. I think I don't know, but he did the college. He's kind of doing the college football right now. He's going back and forth, and then when the new MLB The Show comes out, he wants to get that because that'll suck up his time. But So what else? What else are we doing?
So I'm playing Fortnite. You know, I've been going to bed. This is the first time I've ever been going to bed before 9 p.m. We got my alarm is set for 6 a.m. every day, and we haven't had an off day in 5.5 weeks.
Right, you get one Monday.
So I go home, I get a good meal. Usually, I have something like if I want to go to a restaurant, my go-to is Yard House.
Yard House.
Yeah, I go to Yard House every time I want a restaurant. But if I'm just feeling like some fast food, I go to In-N-Out or Waffle House.
Waffle House.
I play some video games and go to sleep.
I mean, you're from Atlanta, which is like the home of Waffle House. Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Atlanta. It was like every corner there was a damn Waffle House. I've never been to Waffle House.
They're great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So like after every high school party, Waffle House was a spot. So everybody would go to Waffle House. It's open 24/7, and everybody just go to Waffle House. And for a time, I kind of overplayed Waffle House. So, you know,
I love it.
Now I live only 2 minutes because it's only like I don't think it's many in Arizona. I think it may be less than 10 Waffle Houses, and it's none near Surprise. But there's one like 4 minutes from where I'm staying.
So what do you get?
So I get either the All-Star Special that comes with a waffle, 2 eggs, some bacon, and some hash browns. Or if I want to get some lunch, I get like people call it weird because it's a breakfast place. So I get like 2 double cheeseburgers. People are like you order a double cheeseburger from Waffle House? I'm like, yeah.
Solid.
You can't knock it till you try it.
Well, you probably got to try it.
Yep.
And now, do you like burritos or no?
I'm a burrito bowl kind of guy.
Burrito bowl.
So I'm big
That's a
on
Chipotle. Yeah, Chipotle.
Yeah. So like usually like I think I went in 2023 almost like 4 months straight of the season eating Chipotle before my pregame meal. I was
Is that right?
Real superstitious. So
you got the Chipotle app, I'm assuming.
Of course.
Yeah. The thing with that damn app is like it doesn't give you a big warning if it's like you're using the restaurant near your house and you're somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I ordered one time. I was trying to get it at the one near the DLS studios in downtown Dallas, and I had just been in Waxahachie. So I put in the order to Waxahachie. And I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to drive 30 minutes again. I showed up at the restaurant. And they're like, what are you waiting for? I was like, I'm waiting for my order. And they're like, well, we don't have one for Jeff W. What's going on here? And so I had to call like the corporate hotline to get it canceled and refunded. It's a pain in the ass, Mark. But
you got to pay attention, Jeff.
Chipotle chips are about as good as they get.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But the place we go to down here is called Tacos Calafia. And there's one on like 99th and McDowell right there in Avondale. They don't do bowls, but their burritos are about as it's the best burrito I've had out here.
Yeah, it's good. We discovered that place, or Jeff did, and we go there every time. We hit it.
We've been there twice. We've been here 4 days. We've been there twice.
Yeah, we've already been there twice.
That's
been
crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
But there's one right up the street here off of Litchfield, right across the street from the Chipotle that you know so well.
He gets that big old burrito. It's good there.
It's not like a sloppy ass one. It's tight and good. Anyway, that's our food rundown for you from Surprise.
From Surprise. Hey, I will tell you this. We've been talking to Bruce Bochy every day and all of that. Bruce Bochy, your manager, likes what he sees. He is saying that. He liked what he's seeing from Marc Church, without a doubt. He was talking. Everybody asked about certain guys and what they're doing. And Marc Church, you've impressed your manager.
That's a pretty good one to have.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Hall of Fame manager. Everybody wants to come into spring training. The stage is set, and first impressions are always good. So, I always try to come into spring training, especially as I'm a rookie, and I want to put my best foot forward. So,
what's a conversation with him like?
He's real old school, but he's a real genuine guy, and he's very aware, and it's like he has eyes in the back of his head. He always knows what's going around in the room.
Yeah.
So it's dope to see.
Yeah.
So when you guys are throwing, y'all do what it's called sequencing, right? Where you try to, they kind of outline what they think you ought to throw to this certain hitter. You've done your scouting report and all of that. Is it your catcher that basically calls that?
Yeah. So the biggest thing that they have been telling us pitchers is basically like, the catchers in spring training, they don't know everybody. So,
right.
By the time we get to June and July, he done caught you about 7-8 times.
Yeah.
Then he'll get to know you. But right now, what they call is basically recommendations.
Okay.
And if you want to throw something, then you shake. Because if you throw something that you don't want to throw, the coach doesn't want to hear. Well, I didn't want to throw it, and I gave up a home run on something.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably like their least favorite thing to hear out of a pitcher. So
right.
I want you to be convicted into what you're throwing. So
Conviction.
I've never been scared to shake. Actually, it's like it's kind of getting to the point where I need to trust the catcher more.
Right.
And his recommendations, but I've never been the guy to like, if I want to throw something, then I'm going to throw it. I'll shake 3 times.
What's your shake?
My shake?
Yeah.
Like shake to what pitch?
Like I don't know. Like he calls something.
Or I just stare. Sometimes I just stare and then just give him a look.
Give him a look. All right. Yeah. But you don't go like. Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, hey, we got to get to work. So do you. So, well, we're so glad you came up here and on a crummy wet day. At least it's your day off. You don't have to go to Scottsdale tonight.
And was ready to do it immediately. Of course, he comes by and says hi to me every morning in the clubhouse and all of that. I
Friendly
said,
guy.
I said, what's your schedule like? And he said, well, I'm not pitching today. I'm pitching tomorrow, which was 2 days ago. And I said, well, what about Friday? You think you might want to? I'd love to. You know, I mean, we appreciate that. Hey, I know this is how your schedule is. It's your off day too. We appreciate it.
Sure, I appreciate you guys having me.
We might have to have
a good time.
A Marc Church weekly conversation.
That's right.
What's up with Marc Church today? Well, let's go check in.
Especially when he gets to the big league team, when he's there all the time. We'll catch you in there.
You're our guy. All right.
All right, that's Marc Church, guys. We're going to get out of here. Our show might be a little bit shorter than normal, but we've got some work to do. We got to get ready to go. We're going over to watch the Rangers and Jacob deGrom tonight. We appreciate everybody that listened to this one. For Jeff Wilson, for Marc Church, I'm John Moore. And until next time, guys, we'll see you at the yard.